So my name is Sabrina Pendergrass, and I'm an assistant professor of sociology and African American and African studies here at the University of Virginia. I do research on race, culture, inequality, and I especially study internal migration. I specifically focus on African Americans who are migrating from northern and western cities to the US South. Yeah, so I have always enjoyed teaching. Even as a child, I used to get extra worksheets from teachers, and over the summer or after school, pretend to be a teacher. I had the opportunity when I was in college to do some work teaching at the high school level. And it was one of the most fun jobs I ever had. And so I realized early on that teaching was something that I really enjoyed. And so being, a scholar, being a faculty member, gives me that opportunity to spend time working with young people. And it's probably the thing that energizes me most about the work that I do. So I teach courses in sociology and in African American and African studies. In African American and African studies, I teach a course called Social Science Perspectives on African American Studies, which introduces students to a range of key kind of theories, concepts, empirical findings across many of the social science areas. I also teach a course called Race, Culture, and Inequality. For sociology, I teach courses such as Systems of Inequality, Sociology of African American Communities, and the Sociology of Race and Ethics. I hope when students take my courses that they are challenged to think about the world in ways that they may not have ever considered before, and that they kind of remain open and remain curious about the world. I also emphasize writing a lot in my classes. Students typically have to write a long research paper in my class, in part because I think it's one of the most important skills that they will carry into whatever career they enter. And I also think that there is something important about the kind of critical thinking that goes into taking a claim and having to develop it over kind of a long length of a paper. So I find African American and African studies to be, obviously I'm in the field because I find it to be such an important area of study. I find the field to be wrestling with some of the greatest tensions in American democracy, starting from the idea that folks could write that all men are created equal, while still owning and enslaving people, and how that tension at the foundation of this nation continues today. That tension is still there. And it's, working through that tension is, I think, one of the greatest kinds of work that we could be doing. And so I find African American and African studies to be focused, right, on doing that work.